Hey everyone, welcome back to another great episode of the Historically Haunted Show. I'm sorry, Historically Haunted Vodcast with a V. This is the first episode of the new year of the 2000. Oops, I don't got my banners going. My bad. There we go. Of the 2023 season. This is the first episode. It is Friday. It's January 6th, 2023. So happy New Year's, all historians. I spent the day myself today. I went to actually the International Cryptozoology Museum, the bookstore / gift store in Bangor, the second store. They're going to be moving there in a couple of years. We're going to talk about that. And I talked to Jean TEWKSBURY, my guest coming up. We talked some wrestling. She gave me a little Undertaker gift. I got it somewhere. Shit, I should have brought it on. But she told me some filming sites. For those of you that follow me, you know I love my filming sites. I went to a Stephen King filming site. I went to the movie Thinner, when he makes the dude turn thinner. And I went to the bridge where they had that scene. Check that out in the snow out today shit, what the fuck's the name of the town? It's in Maine. It's with a jail, Thomaston. There used to be a big prison there. There's actually a prisoner's graveyard. I got to go check that out. But it was snowing. Had 3 inches on the ground, but I found the bridge from Thinna when they had the dream and shit. Gene hooked me up. So without further ado, let's bring on my guests. First and foremost, we got Ashley, but she's not quite on yet. I'm going to add her, but I don't think she's.
I've been here. I've been here this whole time.
Oh shit! Okay, well I don't see your face, girl.
I'm very, 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 very sick, but I'm here.
Oh, he gave me the heads up. That's right too. Okay, well my bad. Well, Ashley, everyone, she's a 14. She's a 14 investigator, 14 FORTEAN investigator, a lecturer, a filmmaker, an author. Also, she's basically addicted to Mothman. Who isn't, right? She's also the host of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird podcast. And as well as the co-host with my next guest, her partner here, I'm going to bring up now, they're co-hosts together on Monster Radio podcast. That's RYAN Paul Trembley. He's a Bigfoot hunter himself. He's a cryptozoologist, madman, predator lover, horror movie lover. What's up, brother? Shit, Ashley.
What's up, guys?
This whole time I thought you were just getting ready. I would have brought you on. Shit, my bad.
No, it's okay.
We're still going to leave you on.
I'm good. I'm here. That's good.
Yeah, I got the little Wendigo you got me right here. Look at. Oh, little Wendigo right here keeping me company.
Oh, now you're talking main shit. Wendigo. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Talk about Stephen King stuff. Heather's checking in. My girlfriend Heather Witchin for Witchin Life Guide Show. She says happy first Friday of 2023 to everyone. So without further ado, next we have Jean TEWKSBURY. She's the operations curator at the one and only International Cryptozoology Museum with Lauren Coleman. Located in Portland and Bangor. She's also in the cryptid field as a researcher who researches Sasquatch and mystery cats or cougars or just mountain lions, these crazy beasts. And she's on her phone. Bear with us. So we got one person sick, not showing her face. We got another dude sick in Arizona where it's 20 fucking degrees. And we got Jean on her phone who's not sick. I saw Jean today at the museum. But I'm so glad you guys are here. Happy New Year's, guys.
Same to you, man.
Thanks for having us, even if we're a pitiful bunch.
I think all of us together make one full person, but we'll take it because I'm not doing that great myself, honestly. But you know what's funny? We're all here, and that's what it's about. So I'm going to start. People are tuning in now. Megan Knowles says good evening to everyone. Hi, Megan. What a crew. Hi, all, says Heather. So let's start around the room. We'll start with Ashley. I want to know what get everybody started in this field. Of course, when we come out of the womb, we're taught 1, 2, 3's, ABCs, and I'm a little teapot, short and stout, and all that shit. So, what turned you on to monsters and cryptids and just the unknown? Ashley, you first.
Yeah, I started off in cryptozoology. I wasn't always into the Fortean field, so that was kind of a weird turn that my life took. But I got into cryptozoology because I'd read an article when I was in middle school about it was actually about Ray Wallace. And for anybody that isn't familiar with Ray Wallace, he's really famous for hoaxing a bunch of footprints, basically. And I remember in the article, it was kind of calling into question the Patterson-Gimlin film because they had went out to go film that area due to a tip from Ray Wallace and his prints out there. So then they had been calling into question, the PG film. That happens every so often. So I went home, I got on my good old dial-up internet, and I downloaded the Patterson-Gimlin film, and I watched it for the first time ever, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe anybody thought that was fake. I mean, it just blew me away. And, from there, I just, the internet was kind of new-ish, and, I had it at my disposal. So I was hooked. I was hooked on it.
You went down the rabbit hole.
I did. Fell hard.
Sounds like it. I mean, it's one thing of being like liking it as a passion, and then there's like doing it full time. And everyone here, this is all your gigs. I mean, you're all cryptos heads. You're all cryptozoologists. You're all monster hunters and chasers and researchers. And that's not just a weekend warrior thing, like I like to call it, and give people shit that are. But it's true. We live this. And no, you do. And you love, when I think of Mothman, I think of Ashley Hill. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I really fucking do, because that's your,
that's an honor.
Yeah, it's your unofficial boyfriend, I guess, or whatever. It could be a girl. I don't think it's actually a Mothman. No one's seen a moth dingaling, so it could be a moth chick.
True.
Right. So Ryan, what about you, brother? You've been into horror movies and shit for a long time. What got you started in this field? What say you?
Well, let's say basically just the monster movies, man. When I was a little kid, I used to consume everything monsters, Universal monsters, Hammer films, especially the Godzilla films. So, as a little kid, when you're sitting there watching that stuff, your imagination goes wild, and you're like, does stuff like that exist? And I started just getting really into that, started thinking if these monsters were real, came across the PG film, and boom. Yeah, I dove right down that rabbit hole, man. I found out where it was, and I dove head first, and that was it. Never came back out.
I tell you, man, that's almost like that with ghost hunting, aliens, kind of. Nikki Ray, she's a paranormal investigator, medium on the West Coast out of California.
Oh, yeah, I know Nikki. Hey.
Yeah, she's a good chick. Part of the Warren Legacy with me Foundation with Ed and Lorraine Warren's grandson. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the same way. It almost starts with a myth. Like me, it started with Ghostbusters. Next thing you know, I go, wait a minute, fucking people do this for real? And I started watching the Road guys, Ghost Hunters, before Zach Bagans. I go, oh shit. So there isn't. I mean, that's cool. I don't just go to cemeteries and talk and just smoke weed by myself. Like it's normal. Anyway, not smoking weed at the cemetery part, but the searching for ghosts. I know Gene's not a big fan of ghosts. Are you, Gene?
Nope.
Gene's like, I'll go
not at all
night looking for Bigfoot and monsters, but I won't go to a graveyard. I go, what, Gene?
No, paranormal creeps me out. I'm sorry. Everybody that investigates that, I have the utmost respect for, but it creeps my ass out so bad.
Yeah. Crystal Hill says hi, everybody.
Creepy show.
Gene, what started you with all this stuff? I know you're right there with the godfather of cryptos, Lauren Coleman, but obviously you didn't get raised by him. So what started you in this field? What caught your attention? What got you started?
Well, my mom was always into horror movies when I was a kid, which that was not my cup of tea at the time, but she watched a show. I think she thought it was supposed to be a horror movie, and it ended up being a little documentary, The Sasquatch Legend of Bigfoot. And I saw the Patterson-Gimlin footage, and I watched it with her, and I was just fascinated with it. And then in the 4th grade, in the school library, they actually had a case book that I read front to back. And I was like so just impressed. I don't know. I was like, I've got to find out more and more. And that's how it all started for me.
Wow. You all dove right in. Obviously people hesitate even in the field of anything in paranormal, ghosts, aliens, or once you start going, especially if you get reactions, you're like, oh, am I ready for this? I just heard a twig snap. Like, was it Gene? Were you telling me you got rocks thrown at you?
Oh, that was one of the first expedition I did. It was in Whitehall, New York. My husband went with me. He's not into the whole Sasquatch thing, but he loves going out night hiking. He loves camping. So he's a real big supporter. And we were separate. I was out along the road's edge, and him and another gentleman were in the woods, deep in the woods, and we were therming. But we got a call over the walkie that they had this noise where something sounded like it was circling them. When we got the audio back, it was actually rocks being thrown. But he, like I said, isn't into this stuff. So he just whipped off, turned the night light, the headlamp off, and was headed in the direction. And everybody, the other guy was trying to pull him back, going, you can't do that. And he's like, I want to know what's going on. And it was just funny as anything. He was like, I don't care.
I see Ryan smiling. I think that's what drives Ryan, even Ashley, and you, and of course Lauren. I mean, it's the unknown. If it wasn't spooky, it wouldn't be as fun. If we were chasing gingerbread houses, it'd be like, it sucks. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see a one-horned rhino or something. I want to see a goat, Black Phillip from The Witch or something. Like, I want to see it, dude. And if I die seeing it, fucking whatever. Better than watching the Golden Girls, which I love the show. Don't get me wrong, but life's too short, man. I want to go do some stuff. Let's go around the room again. Yeah, and what's one of your best, or not one of your best? What's Ashley? We're starting with you. What's one of your favorite? I don't know, like what are you expeditions, or like what's one of your favorite places you've been to? I'm sure you've been to the TNT, but like what's one of your favorite? Is that one of your favorite adventures or expeditions?
Yeah, I mean, I love West Virginia so much. It has so much weird. It's insane. You know, it almost doesn't matter.
Flatwoods monster.
Oh
Flatwoods,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It almost doesn't matter where you go there. I mean, it is very strange. And you just feel it. It's like as soon as you get into, because I'm in Ohio, I'm not far. But once you get into the foothills of Appalachia, I mean, instantly your whole entire vibe just changes. And it's not just me. I know it's not just me anymore. I've taken people out there, they feel it, everybody knows it. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely my favorite. I mean, West Virginia is my favorite place to go. I can't think of any time in particular. We've been so often. You know, that I love, but I mean, it is like my stomping grounds, and I'm trying to find places that are closer to home, and I'm right by places that, you know, are notable or have activity. I don't know.
The Grassman, right? Or the Gasman or Grassman, Ohio Gasman,
Yeah,
right?
Ohio Grassman. Yeah, that's our Bigfoot.
Okay,
yeah, we have basically Bigfoot. Yeah, I mean, is pretty much all over the entire the entire country here in Ohio. There's
actually, Nikki actually asked if you've seen Bigfoot. Have you ever encountered anything? Great question, Nikki.
I've never seen a Bigfoot. I wish.
Anything like that? Anything close?
Anything like a Bigfoot? No. I saw the Mothman. I've been talked to by disembodied voices. I've seen and videotaped countless UFOs. I've had tons of weirdness. I think I encountered a Men in Black once.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a lot
Speaking
of
UFOs. UFO Fred Richards checks in. Wow. Men in Black.
strangeness.
Holy shit. I've never heard anybody say the Men in Black on this show ever. Like,
I think it was a Men in Black.
Not Will Smith, guys. The real fucking deal. If you watch the Men in Black, that's not Will Smith. That's a comedy. Real life Men in Black is some scary, almost like alien security guards, almost like geez, what would you call them? I guess almost like the Matrix people.
Well,
right?
I think that's still up in the air. Some people think that they're aliens on their own. Some people think that they work for the government. I don't know. All I know is that I was interviewed by some guy. I mean, it's a weird story, and it wasn't scary when it happened, but in hindsight, it was strange.
Yeah.
So
that's that'll have to be for a later episode because I got to hear that whole story.
That's okay.
What about you? What about you, Ryan? What's one of your go-tos, man? What's one of your favorite lookout points, or one of you even if you've only been once?
You know, my favorite place to go is probably near the reservation out here. That's where I went when I started doing the skinwalker research. And, you know, at first I really didn't believe the skinwalkers were a thing. You know, I kept telling everybody, no, it's just, you know, it's ghost stories. But when I was there, I was actually spoken to by some people in the tribe, and they convinced me otherwise, that, you know, the Yinaralushi are actually a real thing. So just being there where they said that they existed was just mind-blowing for me. And it's one of my favorites to this day.
Wow. And that's like the little Wendigo that you stuck up. Put that on because that was before the show. You guys still have the Wendigo?
Like the Wendigo.
Yeah. And I'm going to actually ask Gene the same question I asked you guys. But real quick, I want to go back to the Wendigo because there's a lot of that's based in Maine. And I want to ask Gene real quick. Gene, and I guess you guys too, I'll ask you guys a question for the hell. You guys can just yell it out. Do you feel the Wendigo is more spiritual or monster? Like, is the Wendigo like a cryptid or like a demon, or is it like a demonic cryptid? Because I get the feeling people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't consider it a cryptid. I consider that more of a paranormal, entity type deal. I do not.
Ashley, what say you on the Wendigo?
I think that it's definitely not a cryptid. That word kind of gets thrown around a lot, and it's unfair. But it's not a entity either. I think it's an idea. It's a social concept.
It's to keep people from committing cannibalism is what it was for. Like the natives made it up so people wouldn't go out and eat each other during the wintertime because this thing was like almost like a Krampus, but minus the Christmas part of it, in my opinion.
Well, that's a misunderstanding of the Wendigo, though, Adam. It wasn't just cannibalism that they warned against. It was gluttony. It was greed.
Gluttony, yes.
It was avarice. It was a lot of things that they warned about. I mean, in the Algonquin culture, if you had nightmares about the Wendigo, or if you saw a Waganok that represented the Wendigo, you could become a Wendigo. So I don't know. It's just an idea or a concept. But I think there's something to it.
Trippy. Gene, you heard that? You must have heard that. You've heard all of it, right?
I've heard a lot of different stuff, and that's why I usually, when I'm asked that, it's like it's not a cryptid. It's
No.
not.
No, it doesn't fall into
It's
the
got
category
animal
of cryptid.
features. It's going to be some sort of animal that roam the earth to be a cryptid. This thing, it's got like a bone, like animal antlers, but so does Satan. Doesn't mean it's a cryptid, I guess.
No,
Like,
see, Adam, that's another misconception. The Wendigo never actually had antlers, and it never had the stag head. Like you see on this, it never had that kind of depiction. They were always depicted as really, malnourished, starving human beings that just turned ferocious. The whole stag head thing that came from the interbreeding of different lures from different cultures, like Herne Hunter from the Celtic mythology. They all interwove it together with werewolves and different things like that. And so we have a misconception about the Wendigo these days.
Like we do of Dracula, like we do of vampires, like we do of every fucking thing else. We all water it down and put our own. And it's written over 500 times, so it is what you want it to be. Next thing you know, they're in Twilight putting sparkles on people. Real life vampires, and they didn't exist, weren't like that, dude. But anyway, I digress.
Exactly.
Gene, what's one of your go-tos? It's got to be Katahdin or something in Maine. I didn't want to take it from you, but is it Maine for your favorite?
Well, my favorite place to go squatching is Whitehall, New York. My favorite place
That's right.
Yeah, but my favorite place in Maine to go is up in Brownville Junction, up near Gulf Haggis.
Oh my God! Ryan, did you see those deers? Did I share the deers earlier eating?
Yeah.
That's the deer pantry in Brownville. I literally live. I don't want to tell a lot of people because Brownville's small, but I live in Adams, Maine. It's a town called Adams. It's right above Brownville. I live pretty much right there. And Brownville's a train junction, and it's got this thing they call the Gulf Haggis, which is the Grand Canyon of Maine. But right in front of that, real quick, not to cut you off, Gene, but I've been there, is the Katahdin iron furnace. And they used to burn things in that since the 1800s. People have died. There used to be a railroad there. There's still, and it's just, you walk around, there's bat guano in it, and it's huge, and it's free. And I just walked around. I made a video of it, and I love the history of that. You guys know I'm a historian guy, so I love the history of that. But I think a lot of history ties in, even with your field guys. Actually, all you guys can agree, the TNT field, the Jersey Devil, and the Nain Rouge, my favorite, the Nain Rouge from Detroit, the Red Devil. All these cryptids, I think they, bless you, I think they all have, if you sneezed, they all have history too. I think history ties in with cryptozoology, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been documented. People are saying hi. Hello, Christina. Hello. Everybody's saying hi. I want to make sure they all say hi. I like to include them. Eddie Pence is great. Eddie's up in Ohio. Eddie runs or helps run the Madison Seminary, I think, or something like that. Nathaniel Elwell's great. I'm going to go Bigfoot hunting with Nathaniel. And he lives by Oceanborn Mary in New Hampshire, Heinecker, New Hampshire, around that area or so. Ashley, Ryan, you guys been to Maine, New England? Have you seen International Cryptozoology Museum?
I grew up in New England, so I mean, I've definitely been around there. I haven't been to the museum yet, but I plan on going someday.
Awesome. We're going to get you up here. I'd love to take you on a tour of Stephen King stuff and bring you to meet Gene. Yeah, seriously, this spring. What about you, Ashley? I think you were from Jersey for some reason.
No,
it's in Ohio.
I can imagine why. No,
why I thought Jersey.
That's okay. No, I haven't been to the New England area yet. I want to get out there, but I just, all my money gets sunk into travel other places. But it's on the bucket
Salem's
list.
Killer too.
It's there. Yeah. So, I mean, well, right. So then it's like, when I go out there, it's like, well, where do I want to go first? So it's like, I mean, it's not like I only get to go once, but, it's tough. It's about a $500 weekend, that's for sure. So
if you want to, we got everything from Lizzie Borden's to H.P. Lovecraft's grave to Plymouth Rock to Salem to fucking Salem, New Hampshire.
Dover over in Massachusetts too.
Stonehenge. Huh?
There's Dover over in Massachusetts where we saw the Dover Demon. So
and my
check that out.
The godfather of cryptozoology, Mr. Lauren Coleman, who I have the most respect for, and I've met him and he got his autograph and hugs and pictures, and he came up to me at a Paracon, our first only Paracon in Portland. He came up and goes, "Can I have a picture with you?" I go, "Lauren Coleman wants a picture with me." I think I pissed myself. And Lauren Coleman named the Dover Demon the Dover Demon. I don't know if Gene knows Lauren Coleman at all, but he
I don't think she does know.
Well, what's it like to? I'm gonna name drop him. He's watching. Hi, Lauren. I hope you're doing great. And I'm sorry for swearing. Lauren hates that I got a potty mouth. He gives me such grief for it. You must have learned a lot from Lauren, right? I mean, he's almost been to everywhere and seen everything. I mean, everything from what Thunderbirds to Loch Ness Monster to Nessie to Cassie to Wessie to he's seen it all. I mean, you must learn every day. He must teach you something new, right?
Well, yeah, I've learned a lot from him, but it's mainly how he goes about things. Like, he doesn't like to use the word, like, people say they believe in Bigfoot and stuff. He doesn't like to use that and stuff. So now every time I have somebody come in and ask me if I believe, I'm always like, I do think there's a possibility of an unknown primate out there. So I've learned to reword things, and I've learned not to really ask him. Like, I did a talk back in 2019, and I was like, okay, now I believe it was Ivan T. Sanderson who was the one that started this whole movement. And next thing I know, I have he sent me a link, and it was like a 20-page paper to have me read to make sure I knew exactly what it was. And I'm like, really? So he makes me work for what I know.
I love Lauren. Oh, Lauren Coleman. I tell you, when you meet him, dude, he's like the grandfather you wish you had. He's the uncle you wish you had. He just smiles, and he's very soft-spoken, but it's like Jake the Snake Roberts. Like, you want to listen. So he draws you in with his soft words. Like, oh, what's he saying? You know what I mean? So, yeah, God bless Lauren Coleman. The Cryptozoology Museum is going to be officially in Bangor, Derry, Maine, right down the street from Stephen King's house as of 2025, Gene? Or six.
26.
I've been to both locations, and I'll be to that one. I can't wait to break the champagne bottle there, and hopefully we can get Stephen King to show up. So let's talk about book work. Let's talk about things in the works. Ryan, you got anything in the works for a novel or some documentation?
Yeah.
Notes
I'm working on a Skinwalker book, a Skinwalker and Wendigo book, to kind of put the real indigenous people traditions out there, to put the real information out there. And I'm working on some books with D.A. Roberts as well. So I'm kind of dipping my feet to both sections there.
Spreading yourself just right. Is that something you want to tackle this year?
Yeah, definitely. I hope to have a documentary out by the end of this year, and maybe not this year, next year for sure. So we'll see how things go. We'll see if things actually go smoothly, or if I run into a lot of bumps. We'll see.
That's tough. I know I kind of want to write my first thing too, but it's like, what do I write? Once upon a time, and then I go, you know what I mean?
Basically, yeah, that's how you start, is just, start putting words down and see where it goes.
You're right, man. Trial and error, right? I mean, Stephen King started with something. Gene, have you written something? I forget now. I should know this. Shoot, I got to research.
I'm working on a book dealing with the Eastern panthers or mountain lions that are supposedly not anymore in the East, even though there's numerous sightings every year from most of the Eastern states and stuff. I've been talking with the now retired biologist who had them declared extinct in 2018 and removed them from the endangered species list. I've talked to journalists who have written up articles from eyewitnesses that have had reports and different stuff. So I'm slowly kind of working on that. It's going to be a while.
Wow.
It's like opening a can of worms when you start digging into stuff. It just, the information just keeps coming and coming, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I think Ashley and Ryan can agree. I think that when you're hardcore, I mean, like with me, I'm like, oh, I'll go see where Pet Sematary was filmed. Then they say, I'm like, oh, Langoliers was filmed here. Oh, fucking Sleepwalk. I gotta. Next thing you know, I'm just like, oh, I gotta go every place. My head's gonna explode. I need to go every place. But you dig like that, and I think Ryan knows. You start getting into it. Next thing you know, dude, and it's like, I just, you're calling Pinhead over, so because we're angels to some, demons to others, you're just trying to get it all done and just try to figure it out. Ashley, you got anything in the works, girl? Have you written anything yet?
Oh yeah, I've written tons of stuff. I've been working on like a collection of essays that I have submitted to be a part of a couple of books now, and on top of that, I've been working on this Mothman book. Because I figured I started off I didn't crawl. I didn't scoot. I mean, when I got into this field, I just took off running, and I should not have done that. So I'm trying to reel it back in. No, I mean, it's okay. It got everybody excited for the things that I'm doing, but I didn't know what I was doing, and so I started off making a Mothman documentary. I mean, that was from the get-go. But documentaries are hard, especially when it's just you making a feature-length documentary, and you have no knowledge on how to make a film, So I've kind of reeled it in a little bit, and I'm going to write the book because I've already written, so much research on it. I might as well also put it in with a companion book. But the goal is to have it done. I'm the Master of Ceremonies at the Frogman Festival this year in March. And so the goal is to have the book on the table by then, and then hopefully get the documentary out by the fall.
Wow. So I mean, I think this goes with all you, Gene, Ryan, and Ashley, and I think even myself, and I think most people watching. Hi, Jim Brown, big sponsor of the show, Tombstone Paranormal. When I got in a car accident and died for 38 seconds, I lost my car because a guy hit me head on and took off. I had no insurance. Long story short, last year, Jim helped me out with a couple $100 to get a new car. He don't have to say nothing, but I can't help it. He really helped me out and get on my feet. So I appreciate you, Jim. I think we can all attest to this. All of you, obviously we got side gigs. I know Gene's a wrestling fan. Ryan loves his horror, and Ashley's always doing something cool. And she's
so Gene's a wrestling fan too. Okay.
Oh, Gene. Yeah. hey, the devil's favorite demon is Cain, but Cain's favorite cryptozoologist is Gene TEWKSBURY, motherfucker.
Now we're talking.
Well, actually, my brother-in-law moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, where Cain is now mayor. And he moved down. He moved down when it was time to re-elect, and I told him when he moved down there, if they didn't, I'd come down and kick their butts. They had to vote for Glenn to make him, make sure he stayed mayor.
Yeah, I'm right.
She invited Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho does a podcast, Talk with Jericho. He had Lauren on Coleman.
The Ayatollah of rock and rolla.
Yeah, Ayatollah of rock and roll. Yeah, Fozzy came up and Gene invited him to crypto, and they never went. But I got my girl Alexa Bliss. Heather hates her.
There you go.
I got my shirt.
Undertaker's why I wear the trench coat, man. I got the black trench coat because of Undertaker. So.
Gene gave me an Undertaker toy. Don't get me started on wrestling.
You notice the long hair and the goatee. It comes from somebody. So.
Ashley's got the Gigi Dolan hair, the red hair. You watch wrestling, Ashley? You into that?
I used to. I mean, back I haven't since I was a kid.
Oh, you can ask her though, Adam. I'll quote wrestling to her every single phone conversation.
He does, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Jake the Snake Roberts, the Macho Man Randy Savage, or the Genius.
If it's 90s wrestling, I'm on board. But if it's not, I'm just like, I don't know what you're.
Yeah, see, it's scary when people talk wrestling with me and I start talking like Killer Kowalski and Chief J Strongbow and stuff, and they're like, "What? Who? Huh?" It's like I have been watching it for a very long time.
USA,
Bob Backlund and all those guys.
Yeah.
Oh. Bob held the belt for 4 years or something stupid like that? Like Bruno Sammartino held it for like 5 years?
I don't think Bob was ever really even pinned, though. I think Bob Backlund, his first actual pin defeat was to Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 9. So he was never really defeated as champion.
Oh, my God. Gene, we just found someone else to talk wrestling with. We actually know someone who knows this shit about wrestling. I can't believe it. It's hard because, like Ashley said, a lot of people they don't want to admit it. And wrestling, but
I am not ashamed, Adam. I was so heartbroken when Scott Hall died, dude. I was just like, no.
Oh no, I cried when Shad died.
Yeah,
when Shad died, saving his freaking son from a riptide, I cried. I actually got to meet him in JTG in New Hampshire, and back when his son was just a baby. And it was just insane because he wouldn't come out to do autographs because his son was so small. He wanted to get him inside the arena and set up with his wife. So we hung out with JTG for a little bit, but I've always had the utmost respect for Shad. And when he died, I cried.
I bet.
Some of them, man, I tell you, they go to it's like a wrestling syndrome. I don't want to say Jean's favorite meet and greet was Ric Flair because she can't stand him, but he was a dickhead to her. Ric Flair.
Sounds about right. That's Rick the Dick Flair. Yeah.
Yeah, he can be.
Anyway, my favorite meet and greet was Bret the Hitman Hart.
Mine
because
too.
he was my favorite growing up.
Yep.
And
Oh.
I have the white shirt with a pink lettering with his face on it. And I wore
Yep.
it, and he looked at me and he was like, "That is my favorite. That was my favorite all-time shirt." And FTR actually had their version of it on AEW a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I told everybody
Yeah.
Jean knows her stuff when it comes to wrestling. So I want to get Ashley involved a little bit because I know she loves
Yes.
wrestling. Let's go around the room real quick and let's name drop some cool music. What do you guys listen to get pumped up to investigate, research, or maybe just wind down? What's something in your DVD or CD player, or you know what I mean? Not your CD player, but what are you listening to right now, Ashley?
It's a hard question. We talked about this before. Oh my god, I don't know
On the
because
radio show.
I listen to
You were my
everything.
guest on the radio show. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I've got such eclectic taste. I've really been into like, oh my gosh. The genre is escaping me. It's like beachy
Take your time.
punk. I've really been into like some really punky stuff lately. I'll just say that. I don't know the names of
Ooh.
genres, but yeah. Nothing in particular. I'm actually like on the hunt for new music. So I've been trying to like, usually what I'll
New as
do
in
is
new,
like,
like could be old too.
oh yeah.
Like something that you never
yes.
turn on to or
New
whatever.
new to me, right? New to me music. But I'll try to find like I'll listen for like I'll like go to playlists and find artists that I think I like, and then I'll put them into Pandora, and then I'll try to find artists that way. It's hard to find new music because it's oversaturated. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Google doesn't know you like I think it does. Oh, you like this? I'm like, no, I don't, Google. You don't know me at all.
right.
Those
This is
5
not
years ago meant nothing to you.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, so I've been trying to find some trying to explore not newer music, but like I said, new to me. I feel like I've been listening to the same stuff for like the last 15 years, and I'm trying to move away from that a little bit. But I've always had a very broad taste in music anyway. So for me to find something new that I haven't heard before that vibes with me, it's hard. So
That's fair. I mean, that's fair because I almost feel like it's all been done and you're going to be really unique to fucking blow my mind.
yeah.
As far as music goes, like to me, a band right off the bat, D'Antwoord from Africa. It's a rap rave group, D'Antwoord. Like, I think you're freaky, and it's kind of cool. I've seen them in concert in Boston in 2012. I was so close to Yolandi, dude. She gave me a high five pretty much. I was right there. So some stuff like that. But then I go back, especially being in Bangor now, I listen to the Ramones a lot, Pet Cemetery almost every day.
Yeah.
I drive by it in Bangor. I'm a big Stephen King fan. Ever since I moved to Bangor now, like right by it, I'm just like, I'm Stephen King's. I went today in the snow, and I'm just like, come on out. I saw UPS drop up a box, and I'm like, he's got to come out to get the box right before I saw you, Gene. Because Gene is right down the street from Stephen. I'm like, he's got to come out and get the box. And I got it on record. I'm like, come on, Steve. And I'm like, I was like a fucking nut right now. I look like John Lennon's killer. I got to leave. You gotta call the Bangor cops on me. So I leave, and I bet you as soon as I left, he came out. I son of a bitch, I bet. But
That's how
Ryan,
it happens.
what do you got? Ryan, what do you got blasting for tunes, brother?
It depends on what I'm looking for. If I'm doing Dogman or Bigfoot research, it's Alice in Chains or Megadeth or Metallica. But if I need to get more like into the supernatural stuff, it's Rancid, the Ramones, Rammstein, stuff like that. I blare that stuff. I get my neighbors so mad at me because I'm always blaring the music so loud. I'm like, oh, deal with it. Slam the door in their face and just walk away.
It's funny. I actually tagged all of you in the new Mothman song from Slasher Dave, who's the lead singer of Acid Witch.
Nice.
Acid Witch has a song called The Nain Rouge. First time I heard about him, the little red devil from Detroit. They have a parade every year, and a guy dressed up in a red suit, and he's like the Mothman. Like they say he brings danger or he warns you, but it's a red dwarf. Nain Rouge means red dwarf in like Latin, and it's the Nain Rouge. They got a song called The Mothman. He does a side project. I met them in Massachusetts, right by Orange, where they shot Castle Rock, Stephen King show. They did a outside show, and a lot of their songs are about, like I said, witches, Halloween, Mothman. They got a couple songs about just different shit. It's really cool. I like witch hunters and stuff. I think you guys would dig it. Ashley, check out Acid Witch. There's a new band for you.
We talked about that before when we were kind of.
Oh, I love them.
Remember, I told you my favorite is Wednesday 13. He's like my music god, and
I like that.
I have a Wednesday 13 tattoo. It's my first tattoo ever.
1976.
Yeah, he's my favorite. So we were talking about that. I forgot all about that. Send me the name so I remember.
I will. And I want to check this out. It's called South of 11. I thought it said South of Heaven Slayer. It's a new beer I got. Check the creature out on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Dude, it's 10.7% IPA. I've had
Oof.
double IPA. Yeah, it's pretty strong. It's yeah, check that out.
Yeah, we get Mothman beer. We get Braxy beer, the Flatwoods Monster. We
Yeah, this is something like this where I know
creature
they have in
beers.
Portland. Gene, you guys have beer that are in different drinks that have Mothman and different aliens and shit on it. Maybe I'll have to. I'd love to donate something to the museum. All right, we got a half hour to go, which is good because I don't feel like I give my guests enough time, especially when I get 3 of them. It's hard to focus on each one. Gene, it's your turn. What do you crank for music besides wrestling theme songs? I have like 5.
That's
CDs.
what I normally crank. I'm sorry.
got
We have a
NXT,
I have a playlist of like I love Rev Theory, voices.
Randy Orton song. I hear voices in my head. They talk.
Yeah.
To me. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Baron
we get
Corbin's
going
old
with that.
song.
But I also for some reason I always
We're all fucking nerds
I always
here.
loved Supernatural, the show, and they never did like an album thing. So I went online and I found like different songs from different episodes, like Ozzy's song for Home in the episode where they've got the Strieger and stuff and and different ones. And I was so I have like a Supernatural playlist I'll listen to.
Heather likes him too because she thinks the guys are hot. Don't bullshit me, Heather. You think the guys are hot. Don't give me that's all right. That's why I watch wrestling. I love Alexa for the moves, though. She's a strong girl. It's not just because she's pretty. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, Adam.
Right.
I should sign my comic book. Hey, man. She's my George Clooney. Leave me alone. So yeah, that's funny because I love wrestling tunes, man. I've always had that stuff, and I think in this field, it almost ties in because I'm gonna go now to horror movies, or not just horror movies, but just movies in general. I didn't know you guys were gonna say horror movies, but I mean, obviously at the Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, they have the Creature of the Black Lagoon set up, Ninja Turtles. What's some of your favorite movies, guys? Ashley, what's some of your favorite?
I mean, well, I like horror movies. I know everybody's surprised, but but
Not
I do.
you.
Really?
I know, right? You never guess it. And like a huge variety of horror movies. But I'm also still kind of picky. It's weird. I like things that start off like fast and exciting. I don't like a slow burn type of movie. I don't like psychological thrillers, so I'm not really into like paranormal, like ghost movies. I like monsters. I like body horror. I like gore. The more extreme, the better.
Not to cut you off, but you're on the fence on Stephen King because some of it's like it's a horror, but then you got stuff like Secret Window with Johnny Depp where it's like boring. But I love Johnny and I love King, so
yeah. I mean, I've read a lot of Stephen King and I've watched a lot of Stephen King. My mom was a big Stephen King fan, so of course, the books were always around. It was easy access, so we'd watch the movies together. But I'll tell you, I can't tell you the last time I enjoyed a Stephen King film. Like as far as like the newer releases go, like tons of people loved it. I didn't. I didn't love it.
Not the remake. The
remake,
remake. Yeah, not the remake. No, or even Pet Sematary remake was like meh.
Yeah, the Pet Sematary remake wasn't good. I feel like they're really not hitting anymore like they did, and I feel like that time has kind of passed. For Stephen King's movies. I hate that. But
it's not really his fault. He's not making them.
No.
But if you get a chance, honestly, the other day I watched Cell. It's about cell phones with John Cusack and the black dude, Richard, whatever, I forget his name there, the guy, Samuel L. Jackson. Goddamn mother effer. Him, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. It's called Cell, and the people get possessed by their cell phones, and they stare at you and just go, and they stare at you, the mouth open and out just goes out, wow, like a digital scream. It's horrific. It's actually pretty good. CELL. Check it out. It's on Tubi for free. Seriously, that one's kind of freaky. That one got me.
I love Tubi. Tubi's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Tubi. I love it's free. You go on. I go looking at the original Phantom of the Opera and the brand new fucking Texas Chainsaw Killer.
Yeah,
free.
Yeah, it is really nice. I like bad. I mean, I also like bad horror movies. I like to riff on them with friends. Get a group of people together, get something terrible on the screen, and it's a great time. So I mean,
I'm gonna play Black Christmas is bad. It's so good.
Yeah, it's bad. It is. Yeah, it is. I was having a conversation about that the other day about how there's just not very many Christmas horror movies that I really like. I did watch Christmas, Bloody Christmas. Man, that's a good one. You know what? It was good. I mean, it wasn't good. Okay, it was bad, but it was good bad.
Touche. Like Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's like 5 of them. The first 2 aren't that bad. The rest get wicked cheesy. I just found out yesterday from Gene that Satan's Little Helper was filmed in Maine.
Oh, really? What you?
Nice.
What do you? I mean, what is that little Hollywood over there? I mean, my God, you guys have
I
everything
tell
filled
you,
over
it's
there.
a little slice, yeah. And then we got, which is kind of cool, not to cut you off, but we got mermaid scene on the coast. We got pirate ghost ships. We
Yeah.
have Viking writings. I mean, Heather hates it. She goes, "Don't tell people about me, and they're gonna move here." I go, "But it's cool to share." I want to make my own documentary, which is when you were talking about it, I'm listening because I want to make my documentary, dude. Bangor, not to turn this around on me, but Gene will know. Bangor's got America's Most Wanted, Al Brady, after the Bonnie and Clyde got killed and Dillinger got killed. Al Brady was America's Most Wanted in 1939. J. Edgar Hoover and them all sent the people down to Bangor and shot this dude, Al Brady from Indiana. He came looking for Tommy guns in Bangor. They go, "Come back tomorrow." They called the cops, came back and blew him up. 23 years old, shot him up in the street. They got pictures of it. Dead body in the street. He's buried in Bangor next to Hannibal Hamlin. Dude, America's first vice president. He died in Bangor playing cards. His couch he died on show at the Bangor Public Library for free. I go and touch it every once in a while. So wow. Bangor's got all this crazy lore, dude.
Yeah.
Weird shit. Right across is Brewer, home of the witches. Supposedly there's witchcraft. Buck's tombstone, where a witch danced on his tombstone. The footprints there still. I tell you, we get the Allagash, where aliens and Bigfoot are seen. Mm-hmm. Gene, you know. How many wildcats?
Maine's weird. Maine's weird.
Gene,
it's a weird state.
How do we get below zero and yet you're seeing these bobcats on steroids, right?
That's the thing is everybody, like when I see these pictures of bobcats, even the ones we have, they're not small. These things are stocky, freaking fat. You know, they're big cats. And it's like, I don't know what they're eating, but they're eating something because they don't look like your typical bobcats.
They're eating dumb inbred people in northern Maine. Hey, come on in. Boom, they're done. See ya, peace. This tiger's eating good, and his buddy is too. And guess what? You're next if you don't fucking watch it. There's been times, what did I leave off on? Because I'm getting buzzed. Ryan, you were next with something, because I want to ask you another question, but I forget what.
Movies,
Ryan. What's one of your favorite besides goddamn Predator? And by the way, Prey is unbelievable. That chick, the African chick, kills that when he takes on the bear. Oh, just watch it. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I love how the Predator killed that bear with just one shot. He just said, "Bow!" Knocked. That was it. Done.
Rips out the snake's backbone, the snake's spine. There goes my joint.
As far as favorite movies go, I'm gonna have to go with Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's my all-time favorite. That will forever be at the top, along with Godzilla. It's right there. They're equal. But you know, I love all kinds of horror movies, man. I love the old Universal. I love the old Hammer. I can't pick just one. It's like picking a favorite child. It's Sophie's choice. You know, I can't get rid of them.
Favorite child.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I love every single one of them for different reasons, though. You know, the stories are different, the characters are different, and each one's a love for a different reason.
See, sorry, I was trying to find my joint. I'm totally listening. I said that flying. I'm sorry, Lauren. I have a medical card for depression, so I smoke. I know Lauren's watching. I totally don't want to break his heart, but I do smoke a little bit. But I'm not driving. It's Friday night. That inspires you, huh? I mean, all that stuff. I think Creature of the Black Lagoon almost honestly could be a Mothman. There is such thing as these swamp creatures, especially in the bayou where the voodoo girls roll.
Yeah.
So that really opened up your eyes, like you said, because like, let's see, these things really exist. Shit, they do. I want to be a monster hunter. I watched Monster Squad when I was a kid, and I think that really led it to you. I mean, this is your passion, brother, huh? This is your life.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. This is something I want to do till the day I die. So, and if I can find a Dogman or a Bigfoot before I die, awesome. Be awesome. It'd be amazing.
You don't even care if you get beat up or killed. You just want to see it, don't you?
Yeah, I really don't. I don't care.
I don't want to push it on you,
man. Beat me up. I'll have handprints to show everybody. Like, yeah, I see that crack in my head. That's from Bigfoot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to die of cancer or what? Dying in my sleep? Fucking loser. I want to die by getting slaughtered by a poltergeist or a beast. And I want to be on camera, so at least it's professional. Look
go
at
out in
Gene.
the blaze of glory, man.
Well, yeah, because Gene's out there with wild. You think Gene's gonna take on a panther with claws the size of Bigfoot's fucking nose? Come on. You think he's gonna tear her to shreds? But she's worth finding it for science. God love her.
I don't know. I think Gene can take it.
Gene would take a coup de grace.
That's why I watch wrestling.
That's what I was gonna say. You spent your whole life watching wrestling, you know.
He's gonna RKO with a bobcat.
There's a video of that somewhere. Some dude's probably RKOing fucking the old Sasquatch. RKO.
Bigfoot will be over there doing commentary, going out of nowhere.
I don't watch wrestling for nothing.
Gonna slap Bigfoot to the
JKO,
walls of Jericho.
Gene KO, pow. Oh my god, I miss Randy. He's hurt right now. It's too bad. He's one of the best of all time. Cowboy Bob Orton was great, but Randy's a god. I'm sorry, dude. I got a biggest man crush on him. I ain't even gay, and the dude's like hot. Come on, dude. It's Randy. But anyway, I don't even care. Heather knows. What's up, Heather? I've been with you 5 years. You know what's up. But anyway, Gene, movies. You're old school too. I mean, obviously with Lauren, you guys haven't been here, but Lauren's got Stephen King stuff everywhere. He's got Creature of the Black Lagoon, like I said, Ninja Turtles, anything animal based. But what about you, Gene? What about you? What's one of your go-tos? What's one of your faves, old school?
Well, I love all the Predator movies, which that's apparent. But like my go-to, I love the original Jaws. I have to say my movie taste is weird. It's like it goes back and forth because like my absolute favorite movie is The Princess Bride.
Oh, anybody like a peanut? I love Andre.
I literally can tell you that movie word. Well, most movies that I like, but if I'm in a mood where I want to just kind of like laugh and have fun, my favorite cheesy movie is Sharktopus.
Ooh, yeah.
Can we say that on air? That's not. It's not what you think it is. Yeah, like Sharknado. Some of these things, like Ashley said earlier. Not to get back to Ashley, but it's true. Ashley, you said it earlier. Some of these ones that are cheese, like Evil Dead. Some of these ones that were cheese were really.
That's
fun.
fun.
For me was The Shining. I was 9. I saw The Shining and I was hooked. Mom goes, I saw it in Lisbon. I went to the same high school as Stephen King. He went to Lisbon High School. You can look it up. And I heard all about it. Trust me. And when I was 8, my father went hunting, shooting some deer, my stepfather. And my mom stayed up. I couldn't sleep. She goes, I'm watching a movie. You got to be careful. It's a horror movie. And until then, I'm watching Santa Claus is Coming to Town and fucking, Dumbo and stuff. And then it's The Shining. And I see these elevator with blood and these 2 girls holding hands. And I'm like, what? And that was it. It blew my mind. She goes, the guy that wrote this book lives in Maine. He goes to the same school you're going to go to. And that was it. That was it. Stephen King's my daddy now. I got to find him and hug him and get kicked out and get arrested for it. But at least I'll be known. I got to touch I'm obsessed with the dude. And I feel like I'm bonded. I went to the same school. I've been to his childhood home in Durham. I've been to Runaround Pond where he got the inspiration for the leech scene and Stand By Me. He mentioned Shiloh Church. I've been to all of it, dude. I'm totally a nut. If you guys come down, I'd love to show you. I've been to Graveyard Shift, the old barn where they shot it with the big rats. And
cool.
Yeah, and I know you guys are into that. You guys dig movies. So we got a little bit, 10, 15 minutes. We can go over if you guys don't mind. I know I've been rattling off here. I talk a lot. Mm-hmm. What do you guys dig for food? I know girls go hush, hush, but Ashley, don't be shy. Every girl goes, yeah, I don't talk much. And they go, well, steak. But what's your go-to for a big meal after a big investigation, like a celebratory or like a trademark meal?
I'm going to be that person. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I have a lot of issues with food, so I don't eat a bunch of food. But if I'm going to eat some food sometimes, when we go out and investigate, we always have Mexican. Always, every time. I don't know why. It's just become a tradition. We go out for some good Mexican food because then usually like the portions are so big, you can take it along with you, and that's your meal for the whole weekend. And just keep eating on it. I don't know why, but that's been like our go-to. But I'm a big sushi fan personally. Fan of pizza. That's pretty much. But yeah, we have a traditional Mexican dinner after.
Mexicans killer, and they load you up with rice, which is really filling and it's cheap. And that spice you put on it. What are your things, like street corn or is it like burritos?
It just depends. Usually I'll get a nice just a mix of everything. I mean, you can't go wrong. Mexican food is just the same ingredients prepared a different way, whatever the dish is. It really is. And so I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's like our thing.
Hard shell, soft shell, burrito, whatever, dude. Just put it in something. I'm fucking ready to mouth.
Yeah, put it in a bowl, right?
Whatever.
We'll have our Mexican food or margaritas, and then we'll go and head up the Airbnb and enjoy the rest of the night. And
Ryan agrees to that. Of course, Ryan's your partner in crime. He's your co-host of So Long. We're gonna talk about your show in a minute too. I haven't forgot about that. But Ryan, is that your go-to? Is you gonna agree with her Mexican? Or are you gonna go something different?
Oh no. Ashley will tell you I'm an expensive date, man.
Pizza.
Being my girlfriend, man, I feel bad for her because I gotta have like pizza. I gotta have taquitos.
Pizza.
This is
like a game show. Reese's she knows the answers.
Breaks.
Look at that. She wrote pizzas. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she knows. But I mean, ask
you
her,
like
man. I got the
on
appetite of the Wendigo, man. I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
I
Ryan
will
will
eat
eat anything.
Yeah,
Pineapples,
if it runs away from me, I'll still chase it. Oh yeah, pineapple. Yes, definitely. We gotta have my dog Duke loves pizza too, so I have to get pineapple, bacon, pepperoni, and ham all in the same pizza. So my cholesterol is probably skyrocketing through the roof.
Well, the pineapple juice cuts it in half, but that's like that's a we'll call that the insane Hawaiian because you got a little bit extra on there instead of a Hawaiian. You got a little bit more. We'll call that the insane or the porky Hawaiian. That sounds good. We'll name it that.
Yes. It's so good too. Duke loves it.
Ryan's the cook, though. Believe it or not, like Ryan cooks the shit out of some food. Like,
good man.
I do. I cook some awesome grub, man.
And she's diabetic, so you keep it in your mind because you got to be careful. That's a serious thing. I'm sorry about that, but you keep that in check, which is good, huh, Ash?
Yeah. I try. I mean, I'm newly diagnosed, so I'm learning, but it's just part of life. My pancreas I am my own pancreas is basically what it is. I have a new job and it's being a pancreas. So.
Oh, I need to make a bumper sticker out of that.
I give her shit when she doesn't keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
that's tough. It's you want to live and be free, and you don't want to be held back by a fucking. My sister, she can't have what is it, grains or whatever it's called. She's glucose intolerant or whatever.
Oh yeah, gluten-free diet.
That's what gluten-free. I'm like, I mean, can you have a chocolate chip muffin? So I think that's cool. And real quick, before we get to Gene, that's a shout out to everybody in here. There's a lot of people in this field and in this world that have disabilities. I talked to someone who, my guest, who had Crohn's, and someone else who was deaf. From Silence Paranormal, Crystal. So there's a lot of people in this field that can overcome things. So that's a shout. And I also shout out to two strong women in this field. I love Lauren and Ryan very much, but Ashley and Jean are very strong, independent females in this field. And I'm not trying to compare sex. I'm not very liberal, but shout out to you because I love chicks like Heather. I think it's great. And I think girls, it's not a men's only club. Ryan can agree with that. There's a lot you guys not only can bring to the table that you guys, it's not even like you guys are there to help us. You guys are literally there to make sure Ryan doesn't walk over a ledge chasing Bigfoot. Ash is like, Ryan, get back here. I'm sure Jean's like, Lauren, no. I mean, Heather saved me from going into graveyards at midnight. So kudos to the girls in the paranormal and the investigation cryptozoology. That's huge. There's not a lot of chicks doing the cryptozoology thing. There's a lot of people in general. So respect is where it needs to be for sure.
Well, thank you.
And Jean's been at this for, I don't want to name drop Jean's obviously years of age, but she's been doing this for a long time and she's very knowledgeable. And Jean's the shit. I talked to Jean today and I have so much respect for her. Every day it grows with me. Her and Lauren and both you guys, Ryan and Ashley. Jean, what about you for meals? You get some Maine shrimp in you or what?
I actually live in Maine and it is horrible, but I am allergic to seafood.
Oh, damn.
You and Ashley
I'm allergic to seafood and salt water. I can't even swim in the water.
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow. That's really
salt water, Jean?
Yep.
You're kidding me. That's a thing?
No. I'm not kidding.
You don't mind?
What's that? I have a seafood allergy, but I'm not sure exactly. All it is I don't know what that is because my doctor fought me on that. And she goes, well, everybody has salt water in their body. And I said, not sea salt. I can't even if restaurants now use sea salt and I have to ask them not to because the second that they put it on, I can taste the difference in the food and I can't eat it.
Get out of here. No salt bats either. No, Heather, nothing would do with. So you can't even swim in the ocean. You couldn't go look for Cassie if you wanted to. Cassie is the Casco-based sea serpent. She's like the West Sea of our time. Or what's the one from Lake Michigan there? What's the one from Michigan that girl Kathy is a big follower of? Champ. Lake Champlain.
Oh, that's Lake Champlain. That's Katie Elizabeth.
That's not seawater. You could look for her. You just can't go to.
I can do the lake. I always laugh because I love I love ocean stuff. I always wanted to do marine biology, but I can't. And my favorite, my dream thing is to swim with great whites. But I'd have to have what I call a Scooby-Doo dive suit that goes head to toe where no skin is at all showing.
I'm sorry, I've just never heard of that. That's I don't say mind blowing because there's a lot of shit I don't know, but I've never heard of that. Wow, that's no kidding. Because I love as soon as I find a mermaid,
that was that I've dealt with my entire life. My mom didn't realize that I had a seafood allergy, and she used to feed me seafood all the time, and then she was up with me every time, all hours of the night. And she still didn't get the concept, even when the doctor said she has a seafood allergy.
I've never. Wow. Huh. I'm sorry, I'm stuck for a minute because my brain's like, whoa, I never heard of that. I went to the invention, the first place they invented fried clams, Woodman's in Essex, Massachusetts. It's a little lower of Salem. That's still there. In 1936, They invented fried clams. The guy deep fried them for the hell of it. And
I've been there.
You've been there? Oh, me and Heather went there. Ryan's been to Woodman's of Essex. Of course, you're a Massachusetts boy.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
every weekend. That's what you had every weekend when you grew up in Massachusetts.
I'm sorry, Gene. I'm sorry. They do have cheese. They do have grilled cheese there, Gene. You could always go and just say you've been there. Sorry, Gene.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I love all. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's unfucking real. So what's your go-to then, Gene?
Bummer.
Yeah.
My go-to would be Chinese.
Nothing wrong with that. With a big recovery. That reminds me of Bill Murray's girlfriend in the bathtub during Scrooge when they're eating Chinese on Christmas Eve. But Chinese always reminds me of that scene.
So many movie references today.
I'm a movie buff. I can't help it.
I can tell.
Chinese, when we go for poo-poo for two, I usually go to poo-poo for two and just smile at myself and have breakfast the next day. No? Yeah. Or chicken or Chinese noodles, all that stuff's good. So let's talk about the podcast, Ashley. You do on Wednesdays We Talk Weird. What is that based about? Is that
we talk about everything over there. I mean, it's just pretty much a place to put all these weird things. I mean, I love cryptids. I love ufology, I love the paranormal, but I like other stuff too. We break apart conspiracy theories, we dabble into true crime. I mean, pretty much anything and everything. Yeah. And, but I like to have a place where, first of all, it's a comedy show. It's funny. Right. And, it's very, adult, right? It's adult geared. But I like to give the facts, as close to the facts as I can possibly deliver. And people appreciate that. If we're talking about a conspiracy or, even a creature or whatever, if it's bullshit, I'm going to tell you, I think it's bullshit. Because I think that that's important. I think that's the only way to get these fields taken seriously in a scientific scope is to, dispel the bullshit and, bring forward the facts. So it's fun. I like doing it.
I love that. I love to be a guest too, because I know everything from there's a toilet graveyard in Maine when there's like 45 toilets on display because they wouldn't give the guy the town permit to build his own shop. So he put the toilets on his yard as a way to say F you to the town. And now there's like 45 toilets on there. And it's not historic or haunted or even anything, but it's neat. I love like the biggest ball of yarn story or whatever. Like
me too.
You know what I mean?
I'm a tourist. I fucking love a gimmick. I'll tell you that.
Atlas Obscura. I name dropped them even though they were mean to me and they wouldn't let me drop the world's first oldest candy counter. It's right across from the House of Seven Gables in Salem. They have the world's first candy. It was sold in 1690. Gallbladders. I bought it. I got a video on my YouTube channel, Adam Historian Ghost Hunter. And I like to go to these things because I want the world to know, hey, in Massachusetts, you go to Salem and buying sage and giving these voodoo readers $85 to read your palm. You can go to the world's oldest candy counter. And you can go there and buy the first commercially sold candy in American history when the Plymouth Rock people were buying this stuff. And it tastes like black licorice. If you like black licorice, it's like a black licorice candy cane. It's really good. And it's like $6. So I went and made a video of it and different stuff like that. Like I said, the birth of the hamburger in Connecticut, 1895, Lou's Lunch. They put it between white toast. And they bake it and they put this meat patty there with tomato and onion. And if you want ketchup or cheese, get out. That's it. And it's the same it's been since 1895. The Library of Congress recognizes it. So I think there's a lot there. And I don't think any of us here, even Jean, she's very much into cats and crypto, but Jean loves her wrestling. She's a guru. I'd love to go to trivia night with her. I think we all dabble in other stuff. And I think that's what it is, which brings me to my last question. Or not last question. We can go over if you guys don't mind. We're having fun here. They give me an hour and a half, so I get another half hour. If you need to leave, that's fine. But I want to ask you guys before we get to the other podcasts and stuff, what do you do for fun, Ashley? What do you do in when you're not looking for mothy and writing books and such?
Well, like I said, I love a gimmick. So like if there's a theme festival in town, I like to do that. I really like video games. I play a lot of video games. Like I said, I like horror movies. I like people. I really like if I have an excuse to be around other people, I'm going to take it. That's about it, really. I mean, I'm a mom to a very busy daughter, so I do that. I guess if you want to call that a hobby, I think that's more of an obligation, but I try. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty simple. I like animals in general, so I mean, as much time as I can spend with animals, I do. Yeah.
And of course, you also co-host, which we're going to get to in a minute. I want to get to hobbies first, but you also you co-host the podcast, and you also co-host the podcast Monster Radio podcast with the lovely Ryan Paul Trembley. So you do the podcast thing, the research thing, the mama thing, and just the life thing. So you're a busy girl, and I think idle hands, right? Devil's work. I think is what helps us instead of sitting home and watching just bullshit stuff and just zoning out and being like. They Live, right, with Roddy Piper. There's another movie reference. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Ryan. It kind of instead of just being in that assembly line, you kind of just doing your own thing. And that's what I do. During the day, I'm like today, I went and saw Gina. I'm like, I'm gonna go see a movie filming site. I'm gonna go to this new weed store. I'm gonna go see Heather, do a podcast, and tomorrow, I don't know, maybe I'll go see Witch's Grave. Well, I don't know. The words my
I like to live. I'm a big fan of like living life and doing things and experiences and things
Every
like
day's
that.
an adventure if you want it to be.
Exactly.
If you want it to be, you go down a different road. We've never took this road. Let's go. Ooh, a cemetery. Ooh, a triangle house. Ooh, an abandoned house. Ooh, a cryptid was seen here. The guy that invented the fucking toilet paper roll. Whatever. There's something in every town. Go to your historical society. You'll learn something new. Your local library.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, I mean, you guys know, Ash, where you're from, Ohio. Ryan's around the Arizona country. Of course, Gene was me in New England and Maine. There's lore everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
People go all out west. I'm like, okay, you got the Wild West. You got Jesse James. You got Billy the Kid. What's your excuse? You guys follow this stuff worldwide, though. You're not secluded to your state, right, guys?
No,
not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But when people ask, like, starting out, like tips for starting out, just start in your own backyard. There's something. People are always like, oh, there's nothing in my state. Oh, no, there is. Trust me. There is. There's always something. But yeah, starting in your own backyard and then just kind of slowly expand out. I mean, again, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I've done has been built on just weekend trips. And let me tell you, you can get some Airbnbs for pretty cheap as long as you can get to the location. I mean, like, $150, $200 for the whole weekend. Get more people involved. The more people you got, the cheaper your stay is. You could do this stuff on a budget, and realistically, you don't have to plan a $5,000 vacation across the country to go see some spooky stuff. It's right there.
Dollar General shit. Get little snacks and powers from Dollar General. Eat a McDonald's power meal. You can
sleep in the car. I mean, my gosh, sleep in the car. You know how many times I've camped in a car? It's fun. It's a good time.
Preach. This girl knows because, like I told my buddy, we fucking went from here to Iowa to go see the drummer, not Joey, but the bass player from Slipknot. He's buried in Des Moines, Iowa. Paul Gray, the founder of Slipknot, my favorite band ever. And we went from here to Des Moines during Corona to go see the Axe Murder House, but of course it got shut down when we went. And we stopped everywhere we could from here to fucking. We went to the Christmas Tree House, the Story House in Ohio. We went to Rolling Hills in New York. We went to every place we could because life's short, and I want to get to every place. The Witch in Iowa. We went to Virginia. We went to the St. Albans Asylum. All that stuff. What's that place there? The Indians. Roanoke, Virginia, crazy lore there.
Just go. And if your friends don't want to go, get better friends. I mean,
that's why I go solo. I go, that's it. I tell Heather, I go, let's go. Yeah. She's like, where are we going? I go, I got $1,000 in the bank account. I got 12 joints. I go, let's go. Full tank of gas, no obligations. I go, let's rock. Next thing you know, we're looking at the inventor of the remote controls place in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Hammond Castle. He's got a drawbridge there. You see mermaids out back. His grave's out back. It's buried underneath barbed wire and poison ivy because he's got money on him. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
So then I go to Salem and I go where Hubie Halloween was filmed, where Adam Sandler was there. And I go where Rob Zombie filmed Lords of Salem. Rob Zombie filmed that there. So I go there. And then I go to where witches were hung. Poor girls, poor guys. But
nice.
It's the lore. Gene, she's about the Wildcats, but Gene knows so much. You've been around, Gene. What's one of your favorite places besides Maine to go? What's one of your, not so much favorite places, what's one of your bucket lists? What's one of your places, I want to ask you guys that in reverse order, starting with Gene. What's one of the places you haven't gone, Gene?
Oh, I haven't gone a lot of places outside of, the New England area and East Coast.
Give me your top
I would actually love to go to Alaska.
Ooh, the Maine of the West Coast, I believe. Yeah, Alaska, the most missing people in America. What's known there?
My husband was born there, so it'd be kind of nice to, just go out and stuff. So,
let's talk about a little bit about real quick before we go back around. Actually, we'll get back to the International Cryptozoology Museum real quick. I want to get back to that, the hours. Ryan, what's your bucket list, brother? Give me.
I want to go to Louisiana. I have to go to Louisiana to at least look for the strigoi, the rougarou. I definitely have to get there. You know,
you want to go to the
place I
voodoo?
have to go. Mm-hmm.
The voodoo area, brother. You're gonna get some deep stuff. Madame Leroux and the Crying Lady, and oh boy, the bayous.
Oh yeah, everything my dad warned me against as a kid, I'm gonna go look for. So
the bayou with these gators the size of King Kong's right arm, dude. Whoa!
Oh, I will wrestle one, man. Don't think I won't. I will wrestle a gator just to say I did. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna take some Jägermeister with you in the bayou. We're gonna have a fun weekend. I gotta do that with you. That's a bucket list.
I'm gonna Macho Man elbow drop him, dude. It's on.
You really don't care.
No.
You really.
It's all about having fun, bro. It's about living, dude.
Gene knows. Ashley knows. I think this fear, it's good to have the conscience and that second guess, like, but at the same time, if you have fear, you're in the wrong field. Stay at home and rent the movie.
Yep.
Don't get out in the woods.
That's correct.
Ashley, what's some of your bucket list, girl? Give me some of give me one of your ones worldwide, something in America, someplace you'd like to go.
Yeah, both of those answers were actually really, really great. I need to go to New Orleans, but the problem is that I know if I go, I will never leave. That is going to be my home. So I'm putting it off. But I don't know. Alaska is a good one. I would like to get out. I mean, I would like to go. I'm like crazy. I want to go on safari in Africa, like way deep. I want to go to the rainforest. My God, go to the rainforest. Everybody talks about. We have all these historical records of all these people talking about all these creatures. I mean, in the rainforest and dinosaurs in the rainforest and craziness like that. Well, I don't think there are any. I just would like to go see for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get out of America.
But Ashley, riddle me this, Ashley, and I guess all of you. How many times, I'd say every 2 to 3 years, do you go, and the scientists discovered a new species of blank from the rainforest today in the Amazon? They're finding a new bird, a new lizard, a new bug,
every couple months. Yeah. Every year.
I was going to say at one point they found 8 new species of tarantulas all at the same time because they named the jet black one the Johnny Cash tarantula.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the Johnny Cash tarantula. Oh, I love it. Are you kidding? I didn't know. Wow. We're talking tarantulas aren't your average barn spider or fucking, they're big. I mean, right? Tarantulas are like bird eating stuff. Wow. That's a cryptid. Cryptids don't have to be boogity 8 feet tall wendigos. Cryptids can be as small as door knockers, right?
Well, look at the right now they've got the ivory-billed woodpecker situation going on in Pennsylvania, where the ivory-billed woodpecker, which is what woody woodpecker is, it's extinct. Okay, and there's a group right now trying to prove that actually there's a population of them living in this area. We have proof, and it's been really neat, and I think it's kind of gone under the radar in cryptozoology because it's a perfect example of the process. It's not just finding a body. It's not just getting good video footage. I mean, there is a whole scientific review that you have to go through in order to prove that something exists. So yeah, it's not the sexy part of cryptozoology, but it is part of cryptozoology.
That's true.
Well, that's the thing. You got your limelight seekers, especially in the paranormal field, the ones that put on the cross shirts and the Axe cologne, and they got the fucking greased up hair, and they go next time. Zach Bagan's little brothers, and that's why I said, you know what? I am a paranormal dude, but I went from that to history, and then at the same time, I opened up the door to everything from, like we said earlier, to goofy shit like movie filming sites, roadside attractions, one of a kind, first of a kind, to aliens, mermaids, animals, to elves, to what's the ones in Hawaii there, the little people?
Menehune.
Menehunes or whatever, right? I mean, all that. There's lore. I mean, even the Bermuda Triangle, the Bridgewater Triangle, Massachusetts. Yeah. I think there's room for all of it. And to exclude yourself to one thing is just silly. And I love that you're all so well-rounded, but yet you're all in the same field and you guys getting to know each other. We're 8 minutes over. Is it cool if we go another 10 minutes? You guys get a jet? Any of you got a jet?
Okay.
Keep going.
Heather's always like, you always go for an hour and you always go an hour and a half. I go, but they're fun to talk to because the rest of the week I don't put the shit. I go up in Maine, dude. I go to these sites alone. On Facebook, I'm very informative, but when I go places and stuff, people are like, nice cold today. I go, yep, give me my beer. Yep. People think I'm an asshole. I'm very quiet to people in real life, honestly. So I get to know people on Facebook. If you guys come to Maine, Ashley, Ryan, I got a spare bedroom up in Brownville area, like Gene talked about. I love it. I'm right at the end or beginning of the Appalachian Trail. I'm about a half hour away. Right, Gene, what's that creature on Mount Katahdin? The one Baxter Beard does with the
the Pamula.
The great Pamula. If you climb Mount Katahdin, this thing will kill you and your family. That's the lore, and that's no shit. The Micmacs and Abenakis came up with that, Gene.
I don't really know who came up with it, but it's native lore. Yeah, it is native lore.
It's like the Wendigo's it's like the Wendigo's cousin, man. It's like Krampus and Santa Claus, but this Santa Claus is an asshole like the other Krampus. So it's like two Krampuses. Maine's got some lore, dude. Stephen King doesn't just write to write, man. I tell you, you guys come up to New England, Ryan, Ashley, even though you can't see your face right now. I mean, I can, but not your real one or whatever. Both you guys, honestly, from me, you come to Maine, you got a place, dude.
Awesome.
Seriously, no B&B here. Come on up. As long as you guys don't mind the smell of weed. I don't have any cats or nothing. My girl's got a bulldog. She's a cool shit. But other than that, dude, you got a place to stay. I'm 45 minutes from King's house, 45 minutes from Gene.
Hey, we might show up, Adam. Don't be surprised. We
right.
Next summer. Do it, guys. I'd love to go to the Micmac Burial Ground on Acadian National Park in Maine where we're shot. It's a blueberry field where Pet Cemetery was shot. But also Wendigo and I believe Thunderbirds and Bigfoot, Gene. I mean, Maine's got so much lore, Gene.
There's so much lore. I mean, well, in like the north and stuff, you've got the Spectre Moose lore and everything too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Wessie, Lauren's got about a 13-foot snake skin from the Westbrook snake they found, or they found the skin of, right?
There's supposed to be a lake monster in Moonshine Lake somewhere in Washington County.
UFOs, as UFO Fred could say earlier, Betty and Barney Hill, the black and white couple from New Hampshire, not far from Maine, they were abducted back in the 60s. I've been at their grave and the house they died in Portsmouth. I'd love to be your guys' tour guide for the day. Get you guys out, bring you some good food.
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I really would. I'd bring you to the cemetery. Yeah, Mount Hope. Bring you meet Gene. Gene. Oh, the stuff you guys have done with that little tiny space. I parked my car. She goes, "You're in someone's spot." I'm like, "Where the hell's your parking lot? You got to park down there." But when you guys get that new spot, even now, it's worth it. Park away a little bit. Yeah. You're going to have to. Right now it's rough with the snow. But Gene, God almighty, the stuff you and Lauren and Nate Brislin have done with that place. And the new girl, she just sent me a friend request. What's her name?
Emily.
Emily's good shit. She's not picking in, but yeah. You got a lot of stuff on display there. Everything from what Ashley and Ryan talked about. Mothman. I mean, you name it, huh? What's that big white head? The big abominable snowman?
Yeah, that one came in when we opened that one up. Yeah, that's Frosty.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. I tell you, Ryan, and I tell you what, Gene and them, I'm not going to put Gene on the spot, but you guys write stuff, put stuff out. They carry a lot of local authors and authors in this field. Everything from Lyle Blackburn's hot sauce, I got barbecue sauce there, to Nomar Slevik. Did I say his name right? He's an alien hunter, an author from Maine. So, yeah, man. Okay, so real quick, before we end the show, I'm doing this now, starting my new season as of Halloween. I want you guys to ask me a question if you guys got one. A little reverse psychology.
I got one. What's your bucket list item? Where do you want to go?
Oh shit. Good one, Ash.
Open the floodgates.
Oh, I totally want to say New Orleans because I love vampires and I love voodoo. I'm gonna go Chicago, if you can see it or not. I don't want to get naked on the show. I got a Chicago Bears tattoo. I'm a big Bears fan. Yeah, since '86, never been. And then of course I follow the lore of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and they got the Buckingham fountain there from Married with Children with Ed O'Neill. And then you start reading stuff, Al Capone, Frank Sinatra. And then of course there's lore. I know Elliot and Nat from ACG Paranormal. They're very cool people. And they say there's a lot about Chicago too. Of course, H.H. Holmes had the post office where his murder castle was. I've been to H.H. Holmes' house in Gilmington, New Hampshire, America's first serial killer. People say he's actually possibly Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
And, yeah, when I showed up, the girl's like, "Are you here for Mr. Holmes?" I go, "Yeah, I had my 2007 Mustang." So I thought it was hot shit. 2017. And she goes, she was re-shellacking. She goes, I'm doing new brickwork. You want one from the foundation? I go, oh. She goes, don't do any satanic rituals. I go, I wouldn't. And I get the video of that because fucking the person I was with was recording it. And I get the picture and I still get the brick at home with a rosary bead on it. And yeah, man, H.H. Holmes, he went to school across the street, church. And of course, he moved to Chicago. And I don't worship bad people. I've been to like the grave of the Boston Strangler in Peabody, Mass. And I've been to certain things, but at the same time, you bring the lore there so the victims can be remembered. And I think it's cool as hell to remember history, good or bad. Am I right? Even if it's crazy shit. That Bigfoot video that was on loop on the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, Maine, is on loop. That video's from what, the 60s, 70s? And it's something that can't be touched, right, Gene? What is it?
Yeah, it's from the... No, it's from the 60s. It's the PG film.
He just walks and kind of strides and turns around, and people go, that's a guy in a costume. And that'll always be debatable.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not a dude in a costume. No way.
No way.
Not when you can see muscle flex. We actually had Dr. Anna Nakaris from the UK. She came to one of our conferences, and she works with a slow lorse, but she sat on a panel that went over that of scientists and stuff. And she literally was like, I don't understand how nobody else has figured this out, but they go, that thing has a prenatal fold. Like it just had given birth, shortly and stuff and everything. And there is talk. I don't know, because I don't know. But they were, Patty is female.
Patty's female.
But there was talk there about supposedly like a baby one, which I don't know much about and stuff. But I just thought it was really kind of neat that, she's a scientist, and she was like, I can't believe nobody's realized that that thing has a prenatal fold.
I've offered.
Scientists don't mess around. Awkward. Scientists don't mess around because they want to. Honestly, dude, scientists are kind of like the quote unquote cock blockers. They want to totally bum you out with this scientific stuff. So for them to say it is pretty deep and impressive. Awkward.
No, I've continuously offered people that I know that make costumes. I mean, really awesome costumes for really awesome productions, or just anybody in general that says, hey, it's fake and I could make it. I'm like, listen, I will pay you. I will pay for the material for the costume, and I'll pay you a reward. If you can replicate that to a T, then I will pay you, because it hasn't been done. And because it can't be. It's not possible.
In 50 years, no one's thought of it. You tell me. Tell me in 50 years.
It can't happen. They've tried. People have tried. They had that terrible documentary with what's his name? The guy that said he was in Bob Herodotus said he was in the costume, and it was so embarrassing. I mean, even the production, I think it was through Discovery, was like, this is pretty bad. This doesn't look anything like, because it didn't, because again, it couldn't. I mean, Philip Morris says he made the costume. We'll make it again, my guy. And he never did, so it's, I don't know. Baffles me how anybody could debate that this is real or fake anymore, because it's not, in my mind, up for debate.
I think this guy just wanted free publicity. Sounds like he wants his name. It's like saying, like, I wrote that song first type of thing. You kind of want to ride the coattails of something else, so to speak.
Right.
Which, I mean, more power to him. At the same time, you're going to get caught, my dude. Like you say, people smell bullshit a mile away. Okay, we got about 13, 15 minutes or so left. Ashley, Ryan, before we get to the Cryptozoology Museum, which I want to talk about to end the show, so to speak, let's talk about your podcast, where people can find that, episodes new and old, where people can follow you guys, my friends.
You want me to go, Ryan, or you want to go?
No, I'll do it. You can take over later. You can find us on YouTube for now, and I think Ashley's going to start uploading to other platforms pretty soon. But we're going to be recording on, what is it, Wednesday of next week, Ashley?
Yeah, no, it's available everywhere you get podcasts. You can find it on YouTube. Typically, we'll premiere the first episode.
Monster Radio
podcast. Monster Radio podcast. It's like I said, you can go to Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. And it's a creature exclusive show. So we typically talk about break down actual creatures, and not just talk about concepts for the most part.
And we actually talk about the more obscure ones too. We don't just cover just plain Bigfoot or just Dogman. We actually look at the different kind of species that people have seen too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more? There's,
Yeah, I mean, we
there's
talk
more
about,
than the
like,
Loch
you
Ness
know,
monster and Bigfoot.
yeah, I mean,
There's
we
more
talk about
cryptid.
Gugweed, devil monkeys, you know, all the more rare stuff, I guess.
What about people's favorite to say? Chupacabra. Or, I always say it wrong.
Chupacabra? We're going to be talking about that
Chupacabra.
one pretty soon.
Yeah.
The Mexican
Very
one. People
soon we'll
love
be talking
saying
about
it. I
that
can't
one.
even say it right.
Mhm.
So that's cool. I mean, you guys touch on everything, and I think that's cool. I've had some experiences myself, nothing crazy. I'd love to be a guest. I always say every time, I'm definitely, as you know, I love to talk. So anytime you guys love me as a guest for either show, dude, I'm down.
Okay.
And I'm open to hunt with you guys. You guys ever come to Maine? I believe, geez, Gene, besides Mount Katahdin, I think like where the B-52 crashes, like Elephant Mountain, I believe there's stuff seen there too, right? I mean, Maine's got spottings. Casco Bay is Cassie, the sea serpent, and that's all of Atlantic Ocean by Portland, all the way from Cape Elizabeth to fucking Freeport.
Tell you what, Adam, when we go up there, dude, we're kidnapping Nate. Nate Brislin's coming with us too.
Please do. Nate's a good dude. Yes, Nate knows. Nate runs like me. Nate doesn't seclude himself to one thing. I think it's everything from ghosts to Bigfoot to aliens to world's biggest ball of yarn.
Nate does a lot. Nate, you
He's a
know,
treasure.
I got
he's
nothing
one of my
but
favorites.
Yeah, Nate's awesome.
I know two Nates, Nathaniel Elwell and Nathaniel Brisson, Nate Brilson, and every Nate I know, I've only known two. I've known one since high school, and they're all smarter than they should be. Very smart people. Nate runs. Rain. Don't hate me, Nate. But Nate. I've always got a picture with Nate. I always photobomb him when I go to Portland. But he runs his own like TV shows and stuff. So he's all over the place. Very goofy sense of humor. Very young. Where do you guys stand for the future of the field? Do you guys think the future looks good as far as like the youth goes? Do you think people are catching on to this stuff? Do you guys like teaching the youth?
Oh
Yeah, I think it's definitely we're kind of just now like weeding out this old group and the newbies are starting to come in. Not that there's anything wrong with people that have been in the field for a long time, but I feel like some of the ideas about a lot of the stuff has changed. But I feel like we also need to kind of get back to the roots of cryptozoology. I think it's gotten out of hand, as much as Mothman's been mentioned here. Mothman isn't a cryptid, and people get so mad at me when I say that. But it's not.
You.
It's true. And I'm not. It is what it is. A lot of these things aren't. The Wendigo, that's not a cryptid. Skinwalkers, those aren't cryptids. Scientifically, it's really important. It's really important that we draw a line and make correct terms for these things, or we will never stand a chance against conventional science. We just won't.
Don't get me started on skinwalkers, Ashley.
So bad. We need to be funded so badly. So, but I have high hope. You got people in the community that want this to happen, and so I think if we all keep pushing towards it, but the kids are getting into it. Cryptids are cool, they're meme worthy, the young kids like it, and I like that aspect Christmas too.
Memes.
Oh yeah, people love that Mothman.
And not to cut you off, but I think that's where people like you come in. People like you, that's racist, but I mean, people like you come in to teach the youth, like, sure, it's cool, but then since they're already into it, like my girlfriend's daughter Ava has got a Mothman shirt. She's 14, but we're teaching her about it too, instead of just going, Mothman, there you go, Freddy Krueger. But no, it's like the real thing. We're teaching you about it in different things, so it's kind of cool to touch on that. And if that's the poster boy for whatever, then so be it. If that introduces you to the Flatwoods monster, then so be it, right? I mean,
right. If you're serious enough about it, you'll grow up and you'll do the work. I mean, that's the way that is. And you'll figure out fact from fiction. But we as educators need to also do the same thing. We need to hold ourselves accountable, not get caught up in the glory of ego and YouTube views and whatever else. And we need to actually present the information correctly. So.
Correct. And categorize it accordingly.
Right. Exactly.
You're right. I mean, and I think everybody can agree with that. You got to decide what's unknown, what's possibly a monster, what's possibly demonic, paranormal, what's possibly alien, what's possibly cryptid. It's not just, you can't just say fucking Remstein's heavy metal. No, man, it's industrial metal. You can't just say heavy metal. There's an umbrella on everything. You gotta, I'm Christian. No. Christian's everything. Are you Catholic, Methodist, Baptist?
Right.
Right. I mean, it's the umbrella underneath things. And as far as cryptozoology, I'm into cryptozoology. Well, that's very vague, dude. That's very vague. Are you into cavemen? Are you into mountain lions? Are you into Mothman? Or are you just like Bigfoot? You think that's pretty much the only thing? Oh, Bigfoot and Nessie. Get in line. Go to International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland. You'll learn about 900,000 different cryptos.
Well, and we all need to, under that weird, that's why I do Fortean studies, because I do all of it. You know, I like all of it. And I think that
for me. Define that for the listeners.
Fortean derives from Charles Fort, who was basically one of the original. I mean, we all talk about like Sanderson and Heuvelmans and things, but Fort kind of predates that, and he would just kind of catalog anomalous phenomena. So there were people that strongly followed his beliefs for a long time, but as time has gone on, Fortean is that umbrella term for all things anomalous and, you know, scientifically unproven and mysterious. So I like all of it, because I think that we all need to learn how to coexist together and help each other out. Like I said, Mothman's not a cryptid. To me, that's not a cryptid.
Nope.
But in order to even start, then I need people that are knowledgeable about zoology and about misidentification when it comes to creatures. So I need a cryptozoologist to show me what it is and isn't. You know, we all just need to come together. And then the paranormal, you know, on top of that, that's a whole other aspect in all of this. You got people that are saying they see Bigfoot and it just disappears into thin air. Well, what the hell's that about? You know, we all need to hold hands and work together, because not a single one of us is going to solve any of these mysteries by ourselves. It's just not going to happen.
And Lorraine Ward couldn't do it. Hans Holzer couldn't do it. Lauren Coleman, he's still looking. You really can't. And I think the worst part of this field is people don't want to work together. They want to undercut people. His evidence is bullshit. Mine's better. Mine's better.
Right.
No one wants to work. That's why I work solo. My paranormal team is just me and my girl, because you know what? We don't have no grief. We go home and have supper and watch a movie and get drunk or smoke a joint. We don't sit there and fight and go home and go, so-and-so's better than this, and talk blah, 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 drama. I can't stand it. I'm good.
Yeah,
good.
Me neither.
But I can work with you guys. You guys are all humble. Gene, let's talk a little bit about the infamous Alice Obscuras even mentions the International Cryptozoology Museum as being the world's first and only. How long have you been a member there, Gene?
Since 2015.
Wow. Wow, going on 8 years now at this point. We're getting old, all of us. Holy shit. You're a valued member. You're top notch. You're basically Lauren's right-hand woman. You're the lion queen. You're the big cat queen. You live for this too. Let's brag a little bit about this, because I mean, without Lauren, I mean, right? Ashley and Brian and me aren't taken seriously. Every time I watch any sort of thing, from Loch Ness Monster to Mothman to Dover Demon to Bigfoot, Lauren Coleman, international, he's mentioned on everything. He literally is a living legend. I'm sorry. He is the Ed Warren of our time. He
is, but when I started there, I told them that I wanted to keep my research separate from the museums. I mean, I love that he's my mentor and stuff, but I find that society, though. Yeah, I find that though, like I've come off some of these groups, because there was one like 2 years after I started there and stuff. Somebody had put down on one of these Bigfoot groups there and stuff. Oh, do you wonder if Chewbacca from Star Wars was, you know, famed after, you know, Bigfoot? And I'm like, no, if you actually watch the George Lucas movies, it's in reference to his Chow, man's best friend. He was Han Solo's best friend. And literally, I got so much backlash. And I mean, the comments just kept coming. And then about 20 minutes later, somebody got on there and says, Lauren Coleman says no. And it all stopped. And I'm like...
But it is hard. I understand where Gene's coming from, because you have the caveat of standing in someone's shadow who is a big name, right? Which he's earned. Don't get me wrong, I love Lauren, you know, but then you also have the other aspect of being a woman. And that I mean, you know, people act like that doesn't exist in this field. It absolutely does. It's terrible.
Yeah. And I've gotten used to the fact that a lot of people don't like it, but like I did an interview with a college student. He was doing a thing on cryptozoology, and he kind of looked at me really weird. I don't like to use the word expert. I mean, there are people that are knowledgeable as hell about, you know, certain topics, or even a lot of different topics, but I don't like to use the word expert, because until something is proven, I mean, we're all kind of on the same level, and we need, like you said, we all need to work together. We don't need to be puffing ourselves up or pounding somebody else down because we think we're better. I don't like to use the word expert at all. I'm a researcher. I will tell you, I am a field researcher. I am out there. I'm not looking at something going, oh my God, that's, you know, a sign of Bigfoot, or oh my God, that's a sign of, you know, a mystery cat. I literally, I go through and I try to do it as scientifically as possible. If I have no definitive proof, I'm not going to say, hey, you know, this is what it is, you know. And I think a lot more people need to just kind of look at what they're doing and not kind of try to just toot their own horns. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to go in everything as a skeptic. If I can't find a reasonable explanation for the experience, for the situation, for the encounter, whatever, then that's when it's fun to me, right? But I have to go in and I have to try to disprove myself. Otherwise, I'm not doing honest research. And I feel like we're just not doing that anymore. Now I feel like we're all just, not we all, but in the community, a lot of people are just trying to prove their own belief. And again, that's not doing it any justice either.
No, and it's like,
doesn't get ratings that way. You need to act all, whoa, what was that?
Well, it's why I don't share most of my research ever, just because I just, you know, I mean, I will share it with people, like talk to them personally, but I don't put it all over social media. And it's not because I think I'm going to get criticized or anything. It's like, I just prefer to keep it to myself and talk to others and get opinions, you know, and stuff before I start doing things. It's like when I did have a sighting, and I will swear to God, I saw a juvenile mountain lion. I literally thought I was looking at a leopard. Okay. They're not supposed to be here in Maine at all. But this is what I mean, it ran next to my car. It was going down the road. I went back. I was able to actually find a track. I casted it and stuff. But if I go to wardens and tell them, and a lot of people say this, it's almost like they're programmed. No, you saw a dog, you saw, you know, it was a cat, but it wasn't what you're thinking, or somebody's loose pet. And I just don't want to deal with that. I just want to, okay, I saw this. Now I'm going to try to find as much proof as I can to prove that, you know, they are here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not batshit crazy. Because, people, you know what I mean, Gene? You have your critics, people that go, oh, okay, you want it? Yeah, I get it. You're a crypto. Yeah. And it's like, no, man. Like, I went to Bridgeton, Maine. I was offered to go do my vodcast live. It was like the week before Halloween. And we talked about the Wolf of Boomis. Gene, have you heard about him? It was a wolf-like creature found in Bridgeton, Maine, which is right in the border of North Carolina, New Hampshire, where the White Mountains are, President George Washington Mountain. And this wolf creature with a big tail, it was like Dr. Seuss, called the Wolf of Boomis. There's a barbecue sauce named after him. I bought it. And this thing was seen in like 1935 for like 3 years by all these local farmers, and actually killed the boy, supposedly. And no one talks about this creature. And I'm down with, I love Mothman. I love Wessie, Nessie. I love all of them, Bigfoot, Thunderbirds. All of them are great. The Jersey Devil, Red Newt. But I love the ones no one talks about. I love this Wolf of Boomis creature, and knowing I have its barbecue sauce. Something about the things where it keeps things alive, where I think life is a big scavenger hunt, man. After my mom died and I died, 2019, I got revived. I paddled my chest after I died for 38 seconds and revived me. I'm like, fuck it, it's time to learn. I'm down with anything. I want to explore with each and one of you. I'm serious with that. Ryan, Ashley, and Gene, if you guys ever do anything, you know, Gene, you're close to me. You're in Brownville, Gene. You want to go to Gulf Haggis? Hit me up. Me and Heather will come down. We'll RKO you right into the water. We'll do a fucking tombstone power drive. Kane will be proud. I'll go like this, and the Inferno will come out. Ah, hellfire and brimstone. It's Kane. It's Kane. I just shit my pants. I love wrestling. I've been to so many wrestling live. I get the whole belt. I bought the Eagle belt for like $500 with 30 pounds. I had
I'm
to.
stealing that from you, man.
It's going to my I'll fight you with the subway, Ryan.
Oh, it's on. It is on, dude. We'll have Hell in a Cell, man. That's it.
Yeah, my sister and I have been to so many. I have like a wall of fame of photos from.
Jean's got the Kane tattoo on her ankle, and her sister's got the Undertaker tattoo. They're the fucking Sisters of Destruction. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ryan, you got a question for me, brother?
Yeah, actually, I got a funny one for you. If you could take any cryptid to any concert, what cryptid would it be, and what concert would you go to?
Oh, dope.
It's a good question.
I'd probably be the Nain Rouge to Acid Witch. And when his song came on, like in the beginning, they go, "Here comes a vile creature with a vile stench and rotten teeth," and it comes in and they hit a keyboard. But you got to listen to Acid Witch. It's dude, he sounds like a witch when he sings. It's a 4-piece band from Detroit. They play 4 concerts a year. They smoke with their fans. They don't get paid. They love horror movies. And they love, like, they don't care. They got a song called Witch Tits. They just love like horror stuff in Salem. And I saw them and they signed my record for free. I love Dave, the singer, Slasher Dave. So I'd say the Red Nain, and I'd want a mosh pit with him to the Nain Rouge. I'm like, "This is your song." And I'd punch him in the face and he'd grab my tail and I'd throw him around and he'd pick me up and he'd body slam me. That'd be dope.
That's a party.
That's a killer question, Ryan. You'd have to be there, brother. I do a beer bong shot with you.
Hell
Ashley
yeah,
be in the corner smoking, going, "I can't believe him. He's such a child." Gene would be there going, "Where the fuck's the mountain lions? What's going on here? I was promised Black Panthers, which don't really exist." Don't get me started.
I'll bring one of my predators for Gene. She'll be happy with that.
Yes.
Predators.
Yeah, I'm actually working on one right now. Before I take off, Adam, I'm going to show you what I'm working on, man.
Yeah, we're going late. You guys are such fun. I'm talking late. Oh,
here we go. This is what I'm working on right now.
You do models?
Yeah, this is actually a sculpture. This is a sculpt by me. So.
Oh my god.
He's a very big,
that's
chunky,
freaking phenomenal.
That's hot. Look at the biceps on him. Look at his arm with the thing on this. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got all the details.
Ashley, Ryan, and Gene, I'm hitting you guys up tomorrow when I'm not so buzzed. And I'm going to get open dates to talk to each of you an hour so I can talk to you more one-on-one. This is like a round table.
Okay.
But Ashley, I need to talk to you because this fucking screen thing's for the birds. But when you're feeling better, I'll either get you and Ryan together or you guys one-on-one and Gene. I either get you with Lauren or Nate or just one-on-one. And we'll talk wrestling. Okay, they're giving me 4 more minutes. Let's go around the room. Where can people find you guys on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the whole nine? Starting with Ashley. Where can people find you, Ashley? Go.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Ashley HILT. I'm the one with the red hair. You can also find me on Twitter or Instagram at It's Ashers with a Z. You can listen to On Wednesdays We Talk Weird, literally anywhere you get podcasts, including YouTube. New show every Wednesday, and you can also listen to Monster Radio, also available anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Ooh, I'm a big Spotify fan. You know I'm going to follow you now, girl. And if I'm going to be
on
it,
you know you got to rate it. So if you don't rate the podcast, I'm coming for you.
And Ohio's not super far from Maine. Do you have Facebook page? Because I tried tagging you in the Facebook page. I couldn't find you when I put at We Talk Weird on Wednesdays. I couldn't find that.
No, the Wednesday show doesn't have a Facebook page, but I do. I mean, you can just follow me. I have a business page and a personal page. I highly recommend following the business page, so that way you don't have to peep into my personal life.
With permission. Ashley,
I'm almost at my friend limit, so.
I love to talk weird with you on Wednesdays. I've been friends with you for over a year, so I think I classified. So anytime you want me, and I promise I won't drink such strong beer because this 10.2%, I've been down to 2 now. Oh boy, I'm getting drunk live on camera. That's not good. Lauren's gonna. Oh boy, I'm glad I bought a bunch of Lauren's books the other week because otherwise he probably wouldn't respect me as much. Ryan, brother, where can people find you and Ashley and Monster Radio podcasts and such? And just you.
Well, you can find us on YouTube and all the other platforms. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look up Ryan Paul Trembley. You'll know it's me. You'll see all the weird, crazy Star Wars and Predator shit I got going on. So you know you found the right weirdo.
If it looks like a nerd profile, it's Ryan.
Oh no, if it looks like the nerd profile, man. If it looks like the king of nerds, it's me.
It's Ryan.
Oh, I love it though. I think it's great. Like Heather goes, she goes, I got my 2 daughters and my son, meaning me. But I think it's great. I love Jason Voorhees. I met Kate Hodder a couple times. I've drooled all over him. He's a paranormal guy too. And I just love it. I met Miko from Pet Cemetery and I geek out. Of course, Alexa, I gave her a $10 Starbucks card because I know she likes Starbucks. I go, I sing in a band and I wear your shirt. And I was all fucking geeking out over her. But I love it all. I met Jericho. As soon as I got a picture with him, I go, "You stupid idiot." And he laughed and had to take a picture and it's got him.
Tell me you put your arms out like he does, though, man. You did the pose.
I
right?
wanted to so bad. I had a scarf and everything. I want to slap his butt with it. I have no cares, dude. I have no cares. I don't care how gay it seems. I will slap his butt. I don't care. I don't care. You only live once. And dude, whatever. Life's too short, man. And I think even Jean said it earlier. She goes, I showed your podcast to one of my girls, and she goes, well, he doesn't hold back. I'll give him that. I don't care. And I think I've gained more friends and fans and being myself than I have been being and going, this is Adam Began Podcast, and we are
man. Always be yourself, dude.
Yep.
Ryan, you've been a fan of mine, and I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I need an hour with you alone.
Okay.
It's not enough time to just talk us through.
Anytime, brother.
You should probably ask for my permission before you take my boyfriend alone for an hour.
Oh, Ashley. Well, Heather wouldn't. Hey, trust me, Heather's pretty cool with that shit. She wouldn't mind if you watched. Maybe you and her can hang out when me and Ryan hang out. Heather's kind of like into that shit, so that's kind of cool.
Well, Heather, you can find me on Facebook, or I'm just kidding.
She might. I sent Heather a friend request. She might probably fucking leave me for you, honestly. She's that type of chick. Gene, you're all over the place with International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland and Bangor, but where can people find you otherwise, or is that as well?
Oh, well, mainly all I have is I'm kind of behind the times. I just have Facebook and Instagram. So that's it.
Simple pimple. But you also are the founder of the International Cryptozoology Society.
A founding member, not the founder, a founding member.
Well, the only one I know is you, so close enough. You're the founder. I don't know the other people, so no respect.
Yeah, I'm not going to take credit for something I'm not, but
no,
thanks.
That's good though. You've been doing that for a while. When it comes to Mothman, cryptids, monsters in real life, and monsters in the movies that are fashioned off real life mummies, real life vampires, real life sea creatures, all these Hollywood monsters, Invisible Man. I went to Claude Rains' grave, New Hampshire. He played the Invisible Man. He played a werewolf too. All these people are based off myths and cryptids. So, shit, man. What do you guys want to say? Freestyle. We got 5 minutes. They're kicking me out in 4 minutes. Ashley, you got about a minute and a half to freestyle. What do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
What am I supposed to rap? What am I supposed to talk about?
You can.
I'm nervous.
My name is Ashley Hill. No, just what are you into? Just talk about what you shout out to your cousins. What do you want?
Okay, shout out to all my cousins. I don't know. I'm more of a. I do cryptozoology. To be quite honest with you, though, I've kind of moved on to more ufology in the recent years. Just not really by choice, just by, I don't know, it's chosen me, I guess. I haven't really chosen it. So I mean, but I do everything. I do it. I do it all. If it's brought, I don't really get to pick and choose what I investigate. It just kind of falls into my lap, and then that's the route that I take. And then I dive into the rabbit hole, then I hop back out and go into another. So that's
yeah, she makes me holding the rope though when she dives in. So I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, exactly. So
well, that's why Ryan likes you. You'll try anything once, I guess, right?
Yeah. If you're into chaos and disorganization, that's me. So you should definitely check out what I do.
That's a great.
She's really good at what she does, though.
I tell you what, she's so fucking genius. The Mothman follows her. She don't follow the Mothman. He looks for her at night.
Yeah, he does. He's been looking for me for a while.
That's it. Ryan, what say you for about a minute and a half, brother? What do you got for me?
Well, I mean, I can't really talk about much. I just got a lot of art coming up, man. I mean, I got that Predator I'm working on. Yeah, I got a lot of my artworks coming out. I just finished an Ahsoka Tano, a quarter scale one that you guys can see on Instagram. So there's a lot more artwork coming out of me pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about that.
Can people order that?
They can if they want to. I am open to commissions. So, but you got to be very specific about what you want, like what colors you want. If you want a base, what do you want on the base? How detailed do you want it? The more detailed, the more expensive it's going to be naturally. So
I'd want a Wendigo, and I'd want it personally signed by you. It'd be like I buy a book off my guest sometime, and I'd love to buy that off you. Maybe
I can do that.
I mean, not $300, but if it's like $30, $40, $50, whatever. If it's something you make and it's signed by you, to Adam, because I don't want to sell it. I collect this shit in my vodcast room. Normally, I'm in my room, not Heather's room. This is Heather's.
You're in luck, Adam. I got a couple of Wendigos coming up. Actually, I'll paint one just for you and sign it with the metallic blood red. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan, you're on film. This is recorded to my YouTube channel. You guys can find the hard copy tomorrow. It's on YouTube, and Ryan's word is on there. Please subscribe. Please follow, because you'll see this video and many more. Thank you for your time, Ashley and Ryan, dude. You guys are the best.
Our pleasure.
And we're gonna thank you so much. I gotta have you guys again. I'll get you times tomorrow. Gene, what say you?
You really know it. I love my
It's International
cryptozoology.
Cryptozoology Society Museum.
I love my wrestling. Yeah.
Are you on YouTube, Gene, for your personal
No.
stuff?
No.
And Facebook's just the museum and society and just your page?
It's just technically my page. The museum has its stuff, and Lauren tags and Nate will tag me into stuff on that, but it's just my Facebook and my Instagram and stuff.
Okay.
Because when I'm not doing this stuff, I do rescue. I work for a rescue fostering reptiles. So
I love that. I see your little geckos and your little iguanas and different shit. That's pretty neat. I like that.
actually, I have
Oh, go ahead.
my
Sorry,
black and white Argentine Tegu isn't little. He's pretty big.
He's a big boy. I
Ooh,
saw that.
yeah.
He's like he's not mealworms, but full-size crickets. That's my girl Heather with her bulldog's butt in her face. She says keep an eye out for Ryan's art. She's a big fan, Gene. She's been to the Portland one. We've met Nate. Her daughter's a big Mothman fan, Tia. She's probably watching. She's shy. But she wants to get to Portland. Bangor. She wants to meet you. She knows all about you and wrestling. Big Rhea Ripley fan she is. I know you're not sold on Rhea yet, but you love Finn Balor.
No, I'm not sold on Rhea. No, it's not that I don't like Rhea. I'm just not sold. I'm hoping that they change what they're doing with her. That's all.
You got any questions for me real quick before we end it? I never did ask you.
My question for you isn't cryptid or anything. My question for you is, since you go around to all these movie sites, what is your favorite Stephen King movie site you've been to?
Oh, that a girl. Girl after my own heart. Let me see. I'd say, honestly, it's a tie, and that's a shitty answer. The Pet Cemetery house in Hancock, Maine, where Gage got killed during the picnic scene, and the whole house in the Pet Cemetery, I got to go there, which was very nice. I get to see people on the porch. I go, hi, big fan. They're having tea or whatever. They go, hi. I wanted to go, can I come in your house? But I didn't. So I got pictures, which was cool. But honestly, it's probably Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor, which is America's second oldest garden cemetery, fashioned after Mount Auburn in Cambridge, where Longfellow's buried. Hannibal Hamlin's buried there, and Stephen King played the Reverend in Pet Cemetery there, and he got the names for Georgie and Carrie there, as well as is the grave for Gage is there.
Nice.
I love it. So I'd say Mount Hope in Bangor, Mount Hope Cemetery. I'd say for sure. It's my number one. Yeah, that's a good question, Gene. All right, that's awesome. They're kicking me out. They give me about a minute. Ashley HILT, Ryan Paul Trembley, Gene TEWKSBURY, amazing people. On Wednesdays we talk weird. Monster Radio podcast, International Cryptozoology Society, International Cryptozoology Museum, Bangor, Maine, underneath Lauren Coleman. Great guest tonight. I gotta have you all one-on-one because, God damn it, I need 3 cigarettes now. This was hour and a half blew my mind. Almost 2 hours. Y'all are crazy. So much info. You guys know I do this for me. I don't get paid. I don't get sponsored. I could stop tomorrow. I don't really care. I do this to get to know my friends on Facebook. Ashley doesn't post much. Ryan a little bit too, and the same thing with Gene. But you guys know me, and I know y'all, and I love y'all, and I'm fucking glad you're on my show. I want to reach out and have you all independently. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for having me on tonight.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, bro.
I finally got to actually talk with Ryan and Ashley, so it was great.
We followed each other. You guys are big parts in this field. You don't realize it. And I'm not saying I talk to normies, people, but most people I know when I podcast, they go Cryptozoology Museum. I've heard you guys' podcast, Ryan, mentioned. I've heard your name mentioned by the dude, Lyle Blackburn. Ashley, people talk about you, not just because you got red hair and you take all your selfies, but people talk about you guys. You're Mothman. I hear the chatter and I hear the stuff, and you guys are making waves in this field for the women that you are. Not that Ryan's woman, for the man that he is, but for women you guys are. And you guys are all doing this independently. Ryan, you're not sponsored. No one's paying you, brother, to talk.
No.
Ashley.
No.
Jean's sponsored a tiny bit. Not really. She's with the museum.
No,
but
I'm not.
No, you're not really. You've done your own thing in this field. Man. I'm calling you all my friend. Gene, I gave you a hug earlier. You know you're my friend. Ryan, Ashley, virtual hug. You're all my friend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Don't bullshit me, Ashley. I'll go on tomorrow and she'll ignore me now. Watch it. Feel better, Ashley. You're a champ for staying on. So my girl Heather with her bulldog butt in her face. She's the No,
Thank
I know
you,
don't
Heather.
go on much, and I know Ashley gets probably harassed by dudes and chicks. I get it. You get the red hair and
I
everything. Oh my
do.
god, Ashley! But for the most part, Ryan too. Ryan's a sexy dude. Look at him. He's the fucking lead singer of Typo Negative. So for the most part, y'all are fucking awesome people. Gene too. Gene is a wealth of knowledge. I love you all. I mean that, not because I'm buzzed.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you coming on Historically Haunted Vodcast. And I'd love to be on your show. And I love you guys to come on again. Thank you for being on the first show of the year. Happy New Year.
My pleasure, man.
Happy New Year.
I respect you guys immensely. I may not like your post and comment on everything, but when I talk about cryptids in the field, besides Lauren, honestly, Lauren and you three, you guys, you four, and probably UFO Fred is more alien. You four are the big cryptids in the field. I go, if you want to know Mothman, talk Ashley. So I talk Lynn, Gene, you know, cats, everything's you. Ryan, you got everything hammered down from fucking everything. So anyway, I'll let you guys go enjoy your Friday night. I'm buzzing now, so the truth's coming out.
All right.
Respect
Take care,
and
everybody.
love to you guys. Thank you for being my friend.
You too.
I
Bye.
appreciate
Bye.
you guys. Ashley, feel better. Brian, feel better. Gene, thank you for
Thank
the
you.
Undertaker thing. Have a good night. Ashley, you have a great night, okay?
Thanks, you too.
And the heart